Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Mindful Monday. We're so happy you're here. If it's your first time with us, feel free to type in comments or message me where you're coming from. If you have any questions, you can direct message or type in the comments as well, whether you're watching live or a replay. Either way, I'll see them. You can also, if you have any kind of topics that you'd like to hear us cover in the near future, we'd love to hear those too. And it already says it in the announcements, but if you're new and you type mindful in the comments or message me mindful, then you'll get our weekly PDF, which is our cheat sheet of whatever we cover today. And that comes out the following. So it'll come out, today's will come out next Sunday at 6:45 p.m., just to be sure. So today we're here to talk about the miracle question. So this is a question I love to use with clients. Sometimes I'll use it on myself. You can use it with friends, family as well. So what is the miracle question and how is it going to change your life, right? So the miracle question is the opening piece of a technique of questioning to get clients or people basically to focus on what they do want rather than the problem state. So if it kind of helps to open up their imagination, and it opens it up to basically visualizing, sensing, and feeling what their goals and their successes will actually be like. Which then wires the brain to go after those direct instead of focusing on the negative. And this is all done without advising or without telling a person or a client what they should or shouldn't do, without guilt tripping them, so it's lovely for that. So it's adapted from 1998 Shazer. It's a solution-focused therapy technique because it's based on the present moment rather than what has already happened in the past. And it revolves around the premise that the client is their own expert, that they have everything they need within them, that they know how to reach they know what their goals are and they know how to reach them, which is really lovely. It has that whole inner healer kind of feel to it. It also ignores the past, what has happened, and the history of the problem to get the client focused, or the person, if you will, focused on what it is they want and how they will achieve that. So there's no guilting, there's no regretting the past kind of thing. It's very useful for that kind of technique. So if you're watching and you're able to kind of follow along, that means you're not driving a motor vehicle, operating heavy machinery, involved in childcare, then you can kind of go through the process. And it'll be short, but I'll have you in a moment close your eyes. And if not, please come back to this. Or this can also really be done. So if you were seeing a doctor or a therapist who was using this, they would do it with your eyes open. So you could also just listen to that. So when we do it for hypnosis, we'll tend to have you close your eyes. So if you're able to listen, you can take a nice big breath in, and on your exhale, just let your eyes close down. Good. I'd like you to suppose that you woke up tomorrow morning, and by some miracle, everything you ever wanted, everything good you could ever imagine for yourself had actually happened. Your life had turned out exactly the way you wanted. So just take a moment and let that sense kind of appear for you. Notice what you're feeling. Just imagine that for a moment. Good. And I'm going to ask you a couple questions. What will you notice around you that lets you know the miracle has happened? What will you see? Notice what you hear. What will you feel inside? And how will things be different? And how will you be different? Just pondering these for a moment, letting whatever comes to you come to you naturally. There's no rights or wrongs, just letting it happen. And then take another nice big breath in. And on your exhale, open up your eyes, come back to the room. And so you might notice that you're already kind of shifting towards the things that you do want, which gets people out of that negative kind of thing. And then there's an exercise called the as-if exercise that you can do as a writing or journaling kind of thing. So, or you could, if you had a client, you could give them this little journaling prompt as homework. So basically it goes like this. Tomorrow, as soon as you wake up, I'd like for you to ask yourself, what would I be like if the miracle had happened? If I was magically rid of my problem, what would it be like if my problem had just vanished? What would I be doing? What could I do that I don't do now? And just let something come to mind. Most likely several things will come to mind. Our minds are busy. So choose the smallest and least significant of those tiny little things that you would be doing if your problem no longer existed that you don't already do. Hi Mario, thanks for joining. And then choose something concrete, like an act or a behavior, not just an attitude. And then during the day, act as if your problem was gone. Put this as if change into practice and actually do it. Don't just contemplate it. Actually do that small, tiny, insignificant little thing. That's right. And keep doing it all day. And then the next day, choose something else, some other small, insignificant little thing to do as well. And then keep doing those things as if you did not have a problem. And each day, add a new behavior. And a miracle will happen. Sooner or later, you actually will not have a problem. Now, if you should be doing this and you should ever feel kind of stuck, you could ask yourself what they call the dare question, which is, what would I do if I knew I could not fail? And so that'll generate some kind of new thoughts or behaviors as well, too. So that is, in a nutshell, the miracle question, and that's to get you or your client focused on what it is you do want and wiring your brain to manifest or work towards those kind of things rather than constantly being involved in the past and the problem and what happened to create the problem. So that is the miracle question, and thank you for watching Mindful Monday. Make it a great one.